From California to Oklahoma, two pre-dentals who became best friends.
We're here to have fun, share stories, and inspire others to never give up on their dreams of becoming a dentist.
I'm Dominique.
And I'm Maddy.
And we're your dental mentors. Hey, future doctors.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to our very first episode on Dental Mentors podcast. Dominique and I are so excited to be with you today. Thank you so much for joining in and listening to our journey.
Yes, we're super pumped. This is something we have been talking about for a while, and the fact that it is in the works and going to be a real thing is really, really cool. So we're really excited to share our stories and talk all things, for pre-dentals and getting into dental school and all the things that come along with that. Because we know it is a very stressful at times, situation to get into and to pursue. So we're here to hopefully ease your minds and stress and help you out in all things getting into dental school.
Yes, and look forward to an episode a week. I think we're still talking about what day of the week this comes out, but whatever day it comes out, we'll be pretty consistent on continuing releasing episodes on that day. And we're going to talk about, like Dominique said, all things that come with the pre-dental journey and applying to dental school and all the good, bad, and ugly in between and what that entails.
Yes.
We are very familiar with that. So today we just want to just start the episode off for you guys to get to know us a little bit better, each of your hosts, and we'll have Dominique get started and tell us a little bit about her and her journey.
Awesome. So I'm going to kind of dive into how, my story and who I am, where I'm from, but I also kind of want to share tidbits, after Maddy and I are both finished, of how her and I got to know each other, because it's a pretty special story and one that we are just very happy and excited to share. But I am Dominique. I am 27 years old as of last month. Woo woo. Getting older, getting up there. But I am originally from Las Vegas, Nevada. I lived there for 18 years up until I moved for school and attended Oklahoma City University. I know that's quite a far distance to travel, but my family always traveled to Oklahoma growing up. So we would spend our summers out here with my grandparents. We are huge Sooners fans, Boomer Sooner all the way. And something really cool was I actually received a cheer scholarship, which is why I went to Oklahoma City University.
Amazing.
Yes, it's the one school I received a cheer scholarship from. Fun fact about that, I was actually my college cheer coach's first ever out-of-state recruit. So that was something.
I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah, that was something. Yes. So something really cool, just because, I don't know, it meant a lot, one, to get a cheer scholarship in general, but two, to be her first recruit was really, really cool. So I have multiple years of cheer under my belt, which is actually something Maddy and I have in common. She cheered too.
That's true. My glory days.
Not in college, but in high school.
I peaked in high school.
But those are little tidbits and little things along the way, within our friendship. We've found out we have very much in common. So
we do. We do have a lot in common.
Yes.
A lot. Except our height. Dominique is very tall. And I am very not.
Very not.
Very not.
Well, I buy the tall size fig scrubs. Maddy buys the petite size fig scrubs.
And even then I have to go to the alteration shop and have it cut off shorter. I think I should get all pants at a discount because I don't need that much fabric.
Hey, as long as I don't have to pay extra. But, usually it doesn't happen. But I ended up cheering at Oklahoma City University and graduated in 2019 with my bachelor's in cell and molecular biology. I also received 2 minors in Spanish and chemistry, which is something I feel like you'll find pretty common along the dental field as people graduating. I feel like chemistry minors are very common for whatever reason.
Because we have to take a million chemistry classes.
Yes. And why not take one more to get the minor? That was my thought process, at least. But after I graduated from school, I ended up finding a job at a dental office. I have been there for come September, which I'll be finished working there before then, but it'll be 5 years. So I've been a dental assistant for 4 years now, which is super exciting to say. I've learned so much along the way. But ironically enough, I've stayed out in Oklahoma since graduating from school. So I've been here since 2015. And like I said, graduated in 2019, stayed out here. My parents ended up moving back out to Oklahoma. They got married here actually. So they moved back out to Oklahoma in 2021 after my brother got a baseball scholarship at Oklahoma City University. He kind of followed in my footsteps, obviously in a different sport, but he
Love
came out
that.
here
Yeah,
right
not
around
cheer.
COVID hit. Yes, exactly. But he came out here right around COVID hit. So it was really nice to, I'm sure for him have his big sister be out here, and he was able to make his way through, and he's actually a senior now. So my parents have been out here and just decided to make that move because there was nothing holding them in Las Vegas for the most part. So I am a huge gym girly. I absolutely love the gym. You'll find me there typically 4 to 5 days out of the week on a good week.
For sure.
But we both love outdoor walks. That's something that is super big, especially for Maddie. Her family, they love going on walks outside. So we are big weather people. If there's nice weather, we take advantage of it. But yes, I am huge with, working out. I am really big into healthy living. I just feel like if it's healthier and it's out there, you might as well use it. So that's my thought process and all that. But other than that, we are here to share the rest of our, dental journey. And I'm excited to say that I am going to be attending the University of Oklahoma College of Dentistry class of
Woo woo.
2028, which is really honestly not even a month knowing this news. So very,
So
very excited.
surreal.
It's so surreal and just crazy because when Maddie and I first talked about doing this podcast, we had hopes and dreams of even getting into dental school. Not sure if it was going to happen for us. And our stories do get pretty nitty gritty, which we'll have future episodes that share all the nitty gritty stuff. So that's a little bit
All the
about me,
details.
but I'll swing it over to Maddie and then she'll share a little bit more about her.
You guys, I love Dominique so much, and there is no one in the whole world I'd rather start a podcast with than her. And we have literally been planning this podcast for months, and it has been a dream even before we knew about dental school.
Yes.
Being accepted to dental school, we were like, we need to do this. This is something I think a lot of people would benefit from. So we're really excited to share our stories. Anyway, on that note, again, my name is Maddie. I'm 28 years old. I was a first time or am a first time dental school applicant, non-traditional. And I beat the odds of getting accepted into multiple dental schools with a low GPA and a below average DAT, which is so crazy to think about and even say. And I'm so excited to be accepted and going to be attending UOP Arthur A. Dugoni School of Dentistry in San Francisco this coming July. You guys, this was my top dental school. I'll talk more about it in later episodes, but it is so surreal. I'm just so thrilled. I cannot wait to go there. I was born and raised in Salt Lake City, Utah. I attended the University of Utah. I was a first generation college graduate, and I earned my bachelor's degree in kinesiology. I graduated in 2021. So I've had a couple of gap years, but I'll tell you what I was doing during those gap years. I am married to the love of my life, my amazing husband, Austin, who has been such a huge support system for me throughout this whole journey. And Austin and I have a 9-month-old beagle that we rescued. Her name is Honey. We got her. We had to drive up to Compton to get her. And so we always joke that she is straight out of Compton because she is. And to be honest, she is not tough at all, though. She's a huge scaredy cat, but we love her.
Yes.
Anyway, so nearly 3 years ago, my husband and I moved to Orange County down here in Southern California. We love the beach so much, and we wanted to just make the big move. And we don't have any family out here, but we decided to do it after we both graduated. So we've lived here. It's going to be 3 years in May, which has flown by.
Yeah.
So anyway, my first gap year, I decided I wanted to pursue a master's degree, and I earned a master's in medical science from a university called Southern California University of Health Sciences. And I finished that. It was 11 months long. I'll talk more about doing a master's program before dental school and how that helped me. I also have 7 years of dental experience. I've worked for periodontist, orthodontist, 2 general dentists, and 3 oral surgeons. My past titles working in all of those offices have included things like marketing or front office, schedule coordinator, lab technician, dental assistant, and currently I am a surgical assistant and I love my job. I love working in oral surgery. I tell Dominique all the time, like I've got
Yes.
the best doctors and mentors who I work with and they inspire me so much.
Yes.
I also love to cook and bake. I am a huge foodie. Dominique also knows
She
this.
is. She is a
You
huge foodie.
guys,
Oh man.
a huge foodie. When I flew out to California, to Oklahoma, I flew out to Oklahoma to visit with Dominique and had the most amazing salmon Caesar salad. I know. I tell my friends here in California, they're like, you did not have the best salmon in Oklahoma. I'm like, no, I swear on my life I did. It changed my life. It was delicious.
And along that note, if you're here in Oklahoma, Norman, Oklahoma to be exact, you need to take yourself to this restaurant. It is called Bad Daddy's Burger Bar. And I am just going to put it in here. We're not sponsored, but if we could be,
Go.
we would not be telling
Absolutely.
lies, because this
Bad
salad is
Daddies
the
all the
best
way.
thing you've ever had in your life. It is the salmon Caesar salad at Bad Daddy's Burger Bar, and it will change your life. I don't go in there for burgers. I go in there for salad. It makes no sense, and it's incredible.
And we're
a funny
not
story.
salad girlies. We're not
No,
afraid of a good steak, a good burger. It is
Yes.
just this salad, the chokehold it has on us.
No, seriously. And so the
so
funny
good.
thing about it, knowing Maddie is such a foodie, I was nervous when she was first coming out here, and I'm like so excited to like bring her to this restaurant, have her try this salad. And I was feeling really good about it until she had actually told me she landed, and I was like, oh my gosh, what if she hates this salad because she's such a foodie?
It was
Well,
so
then we're
good.
sitting there and she's like devours this salad, and she was like, no, seriously,
You
this is
guys.
like the best thing I've ever had, and I'm not just saying that because I'm hungry. And so after that, she ended up going to some country club place and got a salad, same thing, like salmon Caesar salad, but she was telling me, sent me a picture of it, and she's like, it doesn't compare.
It's not the same.
Anyways, continue
Yes.
on.
Oh,
So she is
delicious.
a foodie.
Delicious. I am, and I'm that person who takes pictures of her food.
I do too.
I love food so much. But I am currently trying to fall in love with fitness, and luckily Dominique cheers me on and inspires me to exercise more. So yeah, I'm that person who just complains. I'm like, I'm so sore. I'm so sore. I'm so sore. But we're getting there. I'm proud of myself.
Yeah.
The Killers are my all-time favorite band. I could listen to them for the rest of my life and only them and be happy. Like, I love them so much. And they are from fabulous Las Vegas.
Woo woo.
It's like Dominique. Vegas just produces some great people. Anyway, anyone who knows me knows I love TJ Maxx. I am the biggest Maxxinista ever. And my guilty pleasure is like finding dupes or good finds for ridiculously low prices. Oh, I love it. Anyway, Dominique and I were talking, and being a pre-dent, I think naturally you follow a lot of dental related social media accounts online. But we both felt really alone because no one was sharing the really difficult or ugly parts of the journey to dental school, and that can be very lonely. And so we wanted to create a safe place for pre-dents out there who didn't graduate with a 4.5 GPA and a 30 DAT. And we've been working tirelessly behind the scenes for this podcast for months and are so excited to share our stories and be real and raw and vulnerable with all of you guys.
Yes, it's very true. I think that's a big thing to this podcast, is knowing that really if you were to just look at our stats on paper, you'd say, oh, they'd never get into school. And I think that's a really big reason why we want to be advocates for students to truly go after their dreams if it's something they really want. And that's what I tell people all the time, whether it's a Facebook group or people asking questions on different platforms in regards to, can I make it into school with these stats, etc., stuff like that. I always tell them, if this is really what you want to do, no matter your age, no matter where you're at, what you have to do, you will do it. And I think that's a big thing that we are, like I said, trying to advocate for, is not stopping when it gets hard, because it's going to get hard in school, and it's going to get hard no matter what you're doing. And so you're going to live the years, and you might as well live them doing something you love, instead of something that you just decided to, what's the word I should use, fall back on, and something that you aren't passionate about 100% of the way. So
a plan B. Yes. Yeah.
And if that is what you want to do, you can make your plan B your plan A. But if your plan A is going after dental school and you're sitting there wondering if your scores are going to do it, there are people out there who have done it before. Crazy enough, I've known kids who have gotten into dental school with 16 all arounds. That's not common, but it can happen. We're very much not your average scores or average GPAs. We are below average, and we have made it. So that's something we're excited to dive into further in future episodes, so that you can really know the nitty-gritty vulnerable parts, because we do want this to be a place where people feel comfortable, and you don't just hear all the stories about people getting very high DAT scores, having perfect GPAs, and doing all this stuff when it comes to school. There's so much more behind being a provider in the future than your GPA and your DAT. So I am going to get into a little bit how Maddy and I got to know each other, and how we actually came across each other. And this is the one time I will say that, I shouldn't say one time, but one of the times I'll say that social media can do good. And it is because it led Maddy and I to each other.
Yes.
We, ironically enough, were both studying for the DAT at this time. I had tagged DAT bootcamp in one of my stories, and ended up going to their Instagram and looking at their stories and seeing who was posting. And Maddy had also tagged DAT bootcamp one day on her story. And I was just like, okay, this girl might think I'm an absolute weirdo, but I'm just going to go out on a limb and say hi to her and see what's going on. And so I was like, oh my gosh, are you studying for the DAT too? And she said she was. And
unfortunately,
it's all, and from there it was history.
We're a Tinder success story, and
we were.
Yes,
we were. We were the Tinder success story in friendship. And it was just so crazy how things worked out, because we both didn't know how much we needed each other. And I think that the reason we are where we're at today, which, of course, you can do things alone, but I definitely know and believe that our success is truly based on us knowing each other, and just the support and love, and all those things that come with a really healthy friendship bring. Because there is no way that her and I don't know. It's just hard to even think of life without each other. It's been almost 2 years since Maddy and I have been friends. So it is just a really cool thing to say that social media brought us together. And mind you, with our stories too, Maddy lives in California, I'm in Oklahoma. So there was no way her and I were just going to meet each other randomly. I mean, obviously there are ways, but that was just something that was really cool, is how far we were. And ironically enough, I was dating at the time, his sister actually lives close to where Maddy is. And we were flying out for a family event. And Maddy and I met for the first time about, when was it, last year in January? Yeah.
Yes.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
Last year in January, we flew out. And so Maddy and I met for the first time. And then we actually flew back out to California last year when we were flying out to Hawaii in June. And we met each other again in person. Mind you, this whole time, within the first couple weeks, we were talking on social media. We were just sending voice messages back and forth. And then it turned into, oh, here's my phone number. And so from there, every single day since, we have sent voice messages to each other.
Yeah, I live for the daily voice messages, and I hope they don't stop anytime soon, because
I know
it helps me so much.
It really does. It's the best thing ever, especially just to have someone who's just there and will just answer all your random questions, give you support when you need it.
Yes, 100%. I
all
feel like when one of us is at a high, the other is at a low, and we just like help each other through that. And
Yeah.
I feel like it's rarely at the same time we're at a low. There have been times, but we just help each other through it, and it's been the biggest blessing for sure.
100%. And that is why I will always say you never know who you'll find on social media. They could become your best friend. You just don't even know it. So
it's so true. It's so true.
It's definitely great. So we are just really excited that we were able to kick off the start to our podcast, and we're hopeful that you continue to come back and listen for more, because we will be giving you more content as far as dental school and the journey, the DAT, getting into school, interviews, application prep, all of those sorts of things, because we know it can be very difficult to seek out on your own, especially when you don't have someone who's there to help you, which is how Maddy and I did it. So we know what it's like, and we want you guys to feel supported and have a space where you can ask questions. So we do have social media. You can follow us on Instagram at Dental Mentors Podcast. And we will have in the show notes of this podcast our Instagram handles, personal and our Dental Mentors Podcast Instagram. And you can always reach out to us there if you have questions, or if there's something we haven't talked about that you're curious and want to learn more of. We would be more than happy to take suggestions and answer questions for you guys. So
be sure to tune in next week and hear more about Dominique's story and how she got into dental school.
Awesome. I'm excited to share. All right, y'all. Well, we will talk to you later and tune in next week. Bye.